Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire and our self-imposed challenge, People, What People? It does appear that the internet isn't going to come back, at least not in a reasonable amount of time, so we're going to go ahead and resume recording. I might make this a short part, because Twitch can't watch, and there'll be a period of time when people will want to actually be able to see this part, so we'll try to keep this part short. Redshire, round 150. We have 4 decisions to deal with. Mines have been discovered. We got a corporate scientist.
Order received.
Zone decision. Getting to some of the demands. Offering to improve relations if we give them money. Sure.
Order received.
Commander for the 10th Light Infantry Brigade. We're gonna take you. We're also gonna roll that corp scientist and see how good he is. Capacity 3, the best we've had in a long while. 22 admin and 36 inventor. What's the model design counselor like? 49. Oh, and it's technician inventor here for this, right? What are you rolling? That's a good question. Not working on anything, so we're getting tossed. That's inventor. So it's probably technician for the actual design. Okay. Admin 22, inventor 38. Could also compare that to economic counselor. You're cap 3, so you probably want to hold on to you. Military research counselor. Inventor 50 cap 2, although you've gotten pretty good into the job. Although you may pass at some point. 5 years is quite a while out, I suppose. Yeah, we'll keep you on the proverbial backbench for administration jobs. Inventor 38's not quite enough to beat the people that are already in the position, I think. Administration 22 is pretty good, but again, not enough to beat the position. Not enough to beat out the cabinet leaders at their existing jobs right now. Yeah, okay, the Air Force is actually the worst one. And then even then, they're doing pretty good. Although, they're having to learn the skills, right? So they're getting cross effects from investigation. You'd probably be better off as a governor, but if we put them in the city, we might move the Air Force commander out to the governorship. We'll see. A little bit of a mountain range there. Do you want to go around the top of the mountain range or the bottom of the mountain range? There's a pass through there, so we probably want to go up through the pass. That way, guys going around the top will have some adequate supply, and those going around the bottom will have adequate supply. Okay. So that's going well. These guys down here are just going to be static because the front line is static for the moment. Found him.
Negative breach.
No longer question where the other guy, where the animals got off to.
Move it now. All clear, sir.
Send them all in. Yeah, we took some losses. Finally cleared that hex, and now we got these units that we can go actually do more stuff with.
All clear, sir.
Food's going down. Although food's probably going down because we've got the biofuel generator. And we do have a bit of a food stockpile, so that's not completely concerning.
Affirmative.
Here we go. That puts the city over 50 worker happiness, and, well, the civilian happiness is pretty good. Wait until the loyalty gets over 50 before we start taxes up again. You want schools. You've actually got a lot of debt, so you're probably actually a good target for private infrastructure.
Roger that.
Okay, that's that'll help pay the debt down. Do that a couple more times, and then they'll presumably build something. Taking out another loan to do that, but that works out. You're on the grow. Actually, you're high enough that I can probably workshop up 5 machines and expand solar power plant.
Affirmative.
Okay, that's going well. Colonists are going well. Things are going well. And yeah, at this point we're securely in first. And these guys look to still be declining. I think they've declined more since the last time we were last at war.
Affirmative.
Though that might be due to things like me just growing the population more aggressively than they have. The example for the slave trader on cities, they don't get those sort of events. That's not one of the things that the game simulates for them. Yeah, it might be interesting to try to get contact with the reptiloids over here, and then we can start doing the diplomacy like we did on these ones. Potentially getting more mercenaries to control more territory. And let's go ahead and cycle that turn. Doesn't look like anything's interesting on this end turn. A little bit of movement from the hostile territory, but we're not at war, so ceasefire still appears to be holding. There we go. Killed 6 infantry in self-defense. Round 151, we have 5 decisions awaiting us. One of which is presumably what to do with the industrial accident. There's deep core mining. We got a corp tech. Cool. Let's throw that corp tech first.
Roger that.
Got geotectonics just straight up. Okay. You want total power? No.
Received.
My people have some rights. Military still discovery favoring. We've got it guarded RPG, so I should probably swing back to favoring the RPG. Or favoring the research. You got water purification, volcanic energy tapping, or university. Do water purification. If we need water, that's probably the way to go. You have my full support to mitigate this. Good thing I did provide that support because it would have been a critical failure.
Order received.
Investor backing. Do that in the little one. Private investment we do in the capital.
Roger that.
And then support-wise, they did lower it back down to 58. We'll throw some money at them to raise their opinion, keep them in state of, yeah, they don't like us, but they're not attacking. It's around here, so there's something probably there. Okay. And then we're probably still on... In fact, you need more public workers? Yeah, so we're gonna ship in
Affirmative.
some workers. The loyalty is over 50. Although we just had a negative event drag it down. And happiness is limited to 92 because of fear. Okay. And then you really don't like the radiation. $15... 158, 66. 58, 66, and 68. Okay. Oh no, 156. Yeah, you're not liking that these guys are in radiation. Will equal to hazard level 4, but the asset is providing enough reduction to get it down to protection too. In theory, these should be providing like 40 rad protection. I think it's because they're not working full power. It's affecting their protection as well. Yeah, we're just gonna give that thing some time to try to recover. Everything else I think is going well. Okay, all of you guys can attack and deal with him.
Engaging in mission successful.
As I said, mission successful. I suppose somewhere in here we probably need to put a new truck hub. Yeah, it looks like around there is where it needs to be. Depending on how it's getting there, yeah, about there. Or just luckily just click the right spot. So that's where the truck hub really wants to be.
Order
Truck station.
received.
To improve the supplies getting down to these guys. Because yeah, these guys, we're in green supply, so it's just we're not having enough throughput, and the easy solution to that is just building the truck station. So we've got the action points to solve the source of the problem. So the movement against the Mercanteers is going well. At this point, it's probably because the Mercanteers are just... The minor civilizations don't necessarily keep up with the AI all the time. So us keeping with the major has made us way zoom past the Mercanteers. And then we already did... Yeah, we did something on them. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle the turn. Solar panels progressing. And yeah, we're burning through the rare earth metals. But we expected to burn through them. We're making like 51 a turn, so the fact that we're doing something that costs 100 a turn means we're going to burn the stockpile down. But we should finish building before we run out of stockpile. That's basically how we picked to do that. Mining overview. Not... Well... Yeah, I might as well do it this turn. We're not quite out there, but we're almost out there. On the, peripheral mining. Where is it? There's the peripheral mining. I'm gonna hit you with the peripheral mining. I'm actually gonna hit you with the peripheral mining.
Roger that.
Because for some reason, it's not getting the last 33 oil out of that well. So it hasn't disassembled the community. I'm confused as to why. Normally, it will shut a community down if... Well, it will disassemble the community if there is no more to get out of it. And there obviously is some. There's 33 left there. Just to see if we can hit that again. Maybe there's some modifier there which is allowing me to hit it a second time. And there are some other deposits over here we could hit, for example. So we're definitely going to have the ability to hit something. So we won't necessarily break things. Even if we can't hit that one. And yeah, I think, unless I'm missing something, we're just going to cycle the turn. Could meet the CEO. Let's do a meeting with the CEO. See if we can get another corporate position. Okay, that unit held. Killed 100 infantry, lost 100 infantry, so not actually a particularly good end turn for us. Around 152, 9 decisions. Lots of decisions coming up. Into the concept of anti-tank guns. Okay, so we can ask for another board member,
Yes,
which
sir.
we'll do. National budget will leave pretty much as is. Yeah. I was checking to see if we had the org decision for getting the next org. We'd rebalance it a bit more if we did. You want to get democracy up to 64? I'd like to get back up to 64 as well. One day we'll do that. We're not in a rush to do that. Marauders. Yes, you have my full support to mitigate it. Danger did not increase. Cool. Extend the mine in the capital, I think? Yeah, the capital. So we're scrolling through here, seeing if we see something like a 33. No. I just don't know why they haven't finished that one off. They presumably should finish that one off, and maybe it's a glitch because it's so small they've decided not to mine that mine. Yada yada, right? Instead, we probably just want to pick a random mine that we don't really care about to hit. So, say 118. Hit you. Double layer for several areas, so lost 1, put like 100,000 there. Cool. Now this is one where we know what we're going to do. We're going to hit the rare earth metal. There's 24 left in it. We can only hit it once because it's going to drop the ease of mining difficulty. Rolled the 200, resulting in a success. Rich peripheral area, 38,000 more in there. Spies in the Union have given us the ability to favor a particular faction. Well, presumably these guys are the ones in control right now. And that makes them cold. We probably just want to keep them in control, so we'll just do... Yeah, either way they're autocratic, right? It's a choice between Mind, Fist, and Heart. We'll just do isolationist.
Order received.
Keep the party in power in power. Just continue to favor the authoritarian we know instead of the authoritarian we don't know. Okay, and are you done? You did finish. Delegate you to Note Town, which will promptly give some more workers.
Copy that.
Between me giving it workers and you hiring them, it should be fine. Okay, we might be back at the point where we want to bribe the city again to keep the city growing. Keep the worker force pool growing. workforce are migrating out to the city, because of course they are. Okay. Strat card here. Make the city happier. Got some private investments. We'll hit you with a private investment, and you with a private investment.
Move it now! All clear, sir.
Okay, keep these guys moving eastward. Otherwise, that's looking okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. Things are just okay. Anyway, so construction's going fine. We did delay running out of rare earth metals. Solar panel should complete the current raid in 3 turns, and we should have the rare earth metals to do that. Although the production of rare earth metals should go down with the ease of access going down. Questioning whether or not I need more supply here. Or not, more action points. We don't need it yet, but we'll need it soon. Like, yeah, we're only like 20 points over there. So, I think up here is going to be starting to run low. Yeah, like there. I'm like there.
Affirmative.
Fill up the logistics there. Okay. And then, oh, that difficulty shot up. Yeah, I feel like that difficulty shot up. We could always do more. We don't want to necessarily do the more options. Although they're at 65 opinions, so we're not rushed for them to be declaring on us again. Or they're not in a rush to declare on us again. So we could move out there, but those guys are trying to recover from supply from the previous fighting. Okay, let's just cycle the turn. Oh, we got a board member. I am going to target a director with this. We're going to target the, or not the director, the governor of Zwenfeld.
Roger that.
We'll do this on the Zwenfeld governor as well. Buff him up a little bit so the person performs just that little bit better. Right, so their base stats is pretty terrible, but Anima Circle is giving him 10 charisma. Being a board member is giving him 10 charisma. Being co-opted by the elite gives it 15 to everything. So if we can get some basic stats, we've basically gave him some stats to actually play with the stats. Some stats to help the stats, because the stats are terrible. And yeah, tech-wise, what are we still working on military? Advanced sensors. Let's swap that over to guided RPG. Military requirements. Because if we can get guided RPG, then we can start rolling for metal soil filtration. Which, although that's going to be a very slow fix to our problems, once it fixes our problems will be fixed.
Roger that.
Changing you to guided
Roger
RPG.
that.
And I suppose at some point we should actually get some super troops. Although maybe we just wait until we can get an RPG for that. Okay, let's cycle the turn. And yeah, by the looks of it, if you're watching on YouTube, you're the only people seeing this. Looks like the internet's been down the entire time we've been recording this part. So I think I'm going to take this as a short part, because I want to record 4 parts tonight for YouTube. Well, I actually was thinking about recording 5, but stuff happened today, and I started later than normal. Did some experimenting with cooking today. I wanted to cook some apple fritters, and that went terribly. Not that it didn't make good apple fritters. It made acceptable apple fritters. Just things went wrong all over the place. Burnt myself with oil in 2 different places. Not the best of days. So, because of that, we started the stream late, and the internet's out. So we're not going to record 5 parts. We're only going to record 4 parts today. We're going to play out one last turn, and then do the normal thing at the end of the stream, where we go ahead and save at the end of a turn instead of rolling the turn over. So this is going to be the last turn. We're going to see how things advance, and then we're going to look over some stats. We are at war with these guys. They're not really fighting us because... I assume because we're not an easy fight. Not because they're not contemplating it. Yeah. And we're not fighting them because we just don't have good recon for whatever reason. They're good at hiding. Okay, their supply situation is improving, so we're just going to wait for it to improve a bit. Because this asset will work, given enough time. But okay, you've got a worker shortage, because of course you have a worker shortage. Because I've been throwing too many delegations at you. I say as I promptly go ahead and delegate another asset to you. Delegate to not a town. I know it's not town, but... Not a town. Yeah. Not a town is, in fact, the place where we send
Copy that.
things so they don't have to cause administrative strain for the rest of the country. Goal for the BP production to reach 999. Or goal for the number of leaders to go to 32, or bureaucratic assets to 10. Leaders is the easiest. Bureaucratic assets... don't really want to build more bureaucratic assets right now. We've got 5 levels in the capital, we've got 5 in the place we took over. No, we've got 3 in the place we took over. We got 1 in one of our expands, so it wouldn't be that hard, it would just take 2 turns. Okay, no, I've sold myself on giving the bureaucratic asset. We'll go with that option. Misbehavior by troops due to intoxicants. Strictly limit the time the troops can spend outside the barracks. We're being blackmailed. Pay double the tribute. Humanist. And then you are gonna build your bureaucratic colonies to level 2. So we did all this troop movement, right? Yeah. That's fine, that's fine. That's restocking. They're doing their thing. These guys can work their way back up the road to get back into better supply. A little concerned about the fact that hex isn't flipping. That's why we're not moving guys into it. That could totally just move into that hex.
All clear, sir.
One of the mech hacks they've supposedly been proposing potentially to add to the game is actually a POW system where the game will track the number of guys you've captured. Obviously that's not in the game yet, but that's something that's been proposed as an add-on. Which would actually be cool for situations like that where you just take everyone alive. It's just like, yeah, we're not killing anyone, but we're scary enough that they're surrendering and they're human, so what's happened to them? Okay, so construction-wise, everything's going well. Yeah, construction-wise, everything's going well. Finish the rec station, solar panels proceeding. We are in a bureaucratic office. Diplomacy-wise, I don't think there's anything we're going to really do. We actually might be able to do some stuff up with you, because they're only cold with us, right? They already have an embassy. They're not interested in the non-aggression pact, and we really don't need one that far out, so that's fine. Okay, so no diplomacy to do there. Nation-wise, could meet the CEO again. We probably don't need to. Have we gone recruit leaders? We just recruit leaders here to clear the thing. Don't need to prospect. I suppose that's a question. Is there... That's a ruin, but all the scavenge has been pulled out of it. That's a ruin, all the scavenge has been pulled out of it. Oh, that even had some artifacts. Sad day. They had artifacts. I don't get any. But yeah, they've already gone and scavenged all that, so no point in doing archaeology. So the archaeology, wait, maybe I can get some archaeology going on. I'm like, nope, it's been taken already. It's gone. You're working on a private university. You have a debt. Yeah, we'll private invest in you.
Roger that.
That's enough to clear the debt, at least. You know what? This would actually make sense to put on the governor of Zweinfeld.
Copy that.
Get them converting a little bit faster. Because presumably these guys have a different culture than us. Right. Culture down here is presumably different. There. Cultural episode. So, they're still of the previous culture, which is the theocrat. Once we have their loyalty high enough, and we have it high enough already, you make this a normal zone, and then they'll start culture swapping to us. So we're in the mixed group. They're in the theocratic group. We're both major regimes, so we don't have any traditional effects. This is not a good game, obviously, to show those effects off, because there aren't going to be any cities that aren't held by a major city, or major culture. Yeah, so construction is going fine. There's nothing into archaeology on. The mines, for whatever reason, that one's not emptying. That one's going to empty a turn or two. Well, actually, probably next turn. Okay, so we're probably at the point where we do want to do a peripheral mining on Torona. Good thing I'm going through the list of things to do. We only have one peripheral mining, so I won't accidentally do it twice. Because I'm probably going to forget it between this stream and the next. We can probably find some more metal. It's probably not worth playing the card, because it'll probably be far away from the city. And there's closer ones, or ones closer to where I'd rather have cities anyway. And then victory overview, we're up in first. We're at 39.2% of the population, which is reminding me if the capital is reasonably happy, and it is, we should call up the slave trader and buy some more people.
Affirmative.
But yeah, victory-wise, we're nearly coming up with 40% of the population. We got about 15% of the planet. If we can keep growing at this rate, at the expense of the other factions, there is the possibility that we win when we hit 50%. And we can see the guy that we've fought has fallen even farther down. What's going on with it? I guess he's just drafting population to deal with the non-aligned. Because he's not at war with people. Right, you might be at war with you, but there's not actually a lot of fighting back and forth there. I think because there's a territory between the two of them, right? So it's just where they're looped around. It's pretty short at the front. So we know where three of... Well, actually, no. We know where every last... Oh, we're missing one. Don't know where one of them is. Yeah, we don't know where one of them is. There's 1, 2, 3. Presumably the fourth one's somewhere over there. You're you, you're you, you're you. Okay, so we don't know the... That explains why number 2 is in number 2 position. No one touches them. So they've been just sort of expanding with just the horrors of the planet blocking their path. Which is probably why their population's staying so high. They're not knee-jerk recruit spamming. But yeah, so at some point we're just going to give up making friendly with them, and because they're weak at this point, apparently. They've begun to weaken. They're probably just not having a good day dealing with the neighbors. They are starting to colonize, so there's lots of weaker cities out here. Although I don't think there's really any population in those cities. Then, of course, there was the one they took over here. That one's still, in theory, fairly large. Although the spies are telling us there's, like, no civilian population in there. It's just all workers. They're so desperate to have cities that they've basically run out of civilian population if the spies are to be believed. It's all public workers and all government Uranium stuff. Okay. Yeah, which if that's the case, then that means for them to deploy troops, they're literally drafting their workforce. So yeah, they're in a downward spiral, I think. So we'll move against them at some point just to take their land and their little bit of population. And yeah, we're just grabbing territory otherwise. So more to the game to go. This is where we're going to go ahead and put a break in for this recording session. So if you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be a part up tomorrow. At this point, no one is watching on Twitch because the internet hasn't recovered for the last 45 minutes plus. I didn't notice when it went down, so I don't know how much they missed out on the last one. So at the beginning of the next stream, Twitch will be a little out of the loop, because it won't have been up on YouTube yet, the bits they've missed. So until next time, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.